Today, the life and legacy of Betty White is being celebrated on her 100th birthday. And for nearly a century, the beloved icon was a tireless and devoted animal welfare advocate.
Yeah, through her 70-year support of American Humane, longer than any other supporter in the organization's history, by the
Wow.
way, the late star championed a cause that has made a difference for millions of animals. And that is why the Betty White Challenge started on social media after she passed and has really taken off. Joining us live right now to tell us all about the challenge today and how we can help honor Betty White's legacy is Dr. Ganzert, President and CEO of American Humane. Good morning.
Good morning, Emily and Travis, and happy birthday, Betty. I know today she's smiling down from heaven because we're talking about her favorite subject on her birthday, and that's animals.
Yeah, what a cool way to honor her on her 100th birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I knew her
Yes.
from Golden Girls. You know her as this amazing Hollywood star and a comedian. But tell us about her involvement with American Humane.
Well, she was our longest living supporter up until her passing on New Year's Eve, which is amazing when I think about that. Over 70 years, she was involved with American Humane. She got her involvement on film and television sets. You know, we are the group behind the iconic No Animals Were Harmed. We work to protect animal stars wherever they're all on film and television sets. And so Betty learned more about American Humane and our protection efforts early in her career. And so she got involved. She joined our governing board of directors, and she served several years in that capacity. And she also served an unprecedented 3 times as our national chairperson for Be Kind to Animals Week, which is the longest running commemorative week in American history, where we celebrate humane education, how we can learn to be more kind and compassionate people through our love for animals. And that's a national program where we offer school groups incredible lessons. And she always loved to have kiddos learn more about love for animals and how we could be more kind. So she loved being chairperson of that national campaign.
Wow.
And even more recently, she served as a judge for our Hero Dog Awards, where we honored heroes on both ends of the leash. What an incredible advocate for animals.
Absolutely. Both ends of the leash. I like that term. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Did you have a chance, Doctor, to work with Betty White over the years? And if you did, what was she like? What was her role?
Well, she's exactly who you see on TV. She is that incredible, charming, fun person, so much fun. But I'll tell you what I would do with her. Whenever I would go on a disaster deployment to save an animal, particularly after my work in Fukushima in Japan, where we were saving so many animals there after that incredible crisis, I would bring her photos that I took from my iPhone of the animals that we had touched. And she would look at them and she would say, I can imagine what that dog felt when he saw you come in to save his life. She would look at an animal and connect through their eyes, even in the photos, and said, wow, what an incredible animal that was or that is, and how that animal was impacted through meaningful work. She also, in one night where we were sharing war stories of all the animals we had touched, she just shared an incredible story about Coco, the gorilla, who she had a very special relationship with. And she grabbed my arm and she said, Robin, I'm getting older and I need to hand over that heavy mantle of responsibility for animal welfare, and I'm handing that over to you. And I can tell you that changed my life. I knew from then on, every day that I have on God's green earth, I'm going to make sure I make a difference in the life of an animal, because that's the inspiration Betty was and is through her Betty White Challenge.
Yeah, I think so many people, wanting to honor her life and legacy turned exactly to this cause. So the Betty White Challenge popped up on social media shortly after her passing. Tell us a little bit about what it is and what's happening today.
Well, today's her birthday, and the Betty White Challenge, I hope, will become an annual tradition where we can gather resources. Today, we're encouraged on social media to give $5 or $10 to American Humane or one of your favorite local animal welfare organizations in Betty's honor as part of the Betty White Challenge. And you may say, what can $5 or $10 do? It can make a huge difference. $5 or $10 can actually provide for food for an animal in a rescue or shelter facility, vaccines. It can add to resources for animal rescue efforts. In fact, I have a brand new animal sanctuary at American Humane where these resources are going to help us as part of a healing garden that we're building in Betty's memory and in her honor. $5 or $10 as part of the Betty White Challenge is the way that we together can save millions of animal lives.
It's just an incredible cause, an incredible path to be able to make this happen. Dr. Robin Ganzert with the American Humane, really appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck with the Betty White Challenge. And yes, I think we all hope it becomes an annual tradition, no doubt about it.
Happy birthday, Betty.
Happy birthday, Betty. Yes, and there's so many ways that you can take part in the Betty White Challenge. That does include our local animal shelters. Just head to their respective websites to make a donation right now. You can also go to AmericanHumane.org as well to partake in the Betty White Challenge on a national scale if you want to.
Here on AM Extra, we work pretty closely with the Humane Society for Southwest Washington. They're up there in Vancouver helping Clark County out, the Oregon Humane Society, the Oregon Coast Humane Society, and there's so many other rescue groups that work with them here in the metro area. I mean, any dollar donated today is going to help animals in our community, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely.